Hello dear students, welcome to the lecture series of Advanced Java. I am Shruti Yagnik and today we are going to see something about JSF Facelets, JSF Convertor and JSF Validator tags. So in this particular video lecture we are going to see all these three different tags and implement them in our program. Let us begin with the JSF Facelet tags. The Facelet tags are actually used to create a website. It is going to help you to give a layout to your specific website. You can create headers for your website, footers for your website and keep changing the different contents in between. Okay, so your Facelet tags is something which is going to help you to create dynamic contents or change the content part and keep the headers and footers of the website same. So in this particular Facelet tags, we are going to study the four basic Facelet tags. The first one is insert, then define, then include and composition. So these are the various tags that we are going to see in the Facelet tags. Next we shall move on with the converter tags. The converter name suggests that it is used to manage, to store the data in a managed bin inside a database, and it helps you to do some basic conversions, like it helps you to convert date and time. It helps you to convert numbers in different formats. You can say decimal, you can say float. So all these various converter tags are going to help you to do this. The next is we are going to see the tags, namely fconvert number and fconvert date time, which is going to help you to convert number formats and date time respectively. We will then move on to the validator tags, which are used to validate all the things that you write inside your text box. So if you are rendering a GUI form on your website or your web page, whatever data the client enters, be it the email format email format, be it the number format, means you require 10 digits, or you can say password format, which requires a specific validation of say length should be 8, it should contain numbers, it should contain lowercase letters, uppercase letters, special symbols. Okay, so all these different validations you can put on any particular box that you want. Okay, so they generally validate the length of the field, then the type of the input that you are giving, and the validation tags that you are going to study here are validate length, validate long range and validate double range. Okay, so without wasting any time, let us move on to implementation of all the three tags. So in this coding section, we are going to see how you are creating a common layout for web applications and changing the content into them dynamically. You are also going to check how you can convert the numbers and validate the user input. So let us begin. Hello dear students, welcome to the coding section of JSF Facelets, Validator and Converter tags. We will start with the Facelet tags first. The Facelet tag is going to help you to create a dynamic changing content part and the same header and footer part. So in this code we are going to use all the four Facelet tags available, and we are going to do something like this. We will create a header, we will create a footer and we will create a content. Based on these three different files, we are going to club them together and create a specific page layout. So these three things will be kept into that layout. So when you run this page layout, then all these three things will be clubbed together and displayed. What I want to do is, when I change this to a new file, the header and the footer part should remain the same, only the content part must change. So this is what the Facelet tags are going to do. So first of all, we are going to create three different files: header, footer and content file. So let us first create a simple web page here, XHTML page, new, other, JSF page. Next, let us name it header, finish. Okay, next file we will create is a footer, and third file that we will create is a content page. Okay, now in all these three, one thing will be common. We will first import the namespace for facelets. So XML namespace, which is UI, as we saw in the tags that we studied, is equal to, and you will use facelets. Okay, now when you use facelets, you can use the facelet tag. So let me keep UI composition. Okay, in this UI composition I will write this is the header section. Okay, the same applies for footer. And we will facelets and for content. Okay, so we have created content, header and footer. Now we are going to create a new JSF page which we will name as page layout. Inside this we are going to create a table. Because it is a layout, it should be in a proper format. So we are having a tr, inside that we are having a td. Okay, this is my first row of the table. This is my second row and this is my third row. Okay, inside this I am going to include, in the first TD I am going to include header, second TD I am going to include content and third TD I am going to include footer. So you can do this by UI, insert, inside this I can give a name, to this section I will give the name header, and UI include, in which I am going to give the source of the file. So it is my header.xhtml file. Okay, next I will move on to the other part, UI. Again I am going to do insert. I am going to give a name. I will name it content, and inside this I will do include, source is equal to content.xhtml, and here I will do UI, insert, name is equal to footer, and in between UI include, source will be footer.xhtml. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to now create a simple, this is the page layout where I have kept all these three things together. Now I am going to create a template of this type, a template where I have a header section fix, footer section fix and content section fix. So I will create a new JSF page and I will name it template. Again XML namespace UI and facelets. Here I will give UI composition and template. I will give the page layout, okay, .xhtml. Okay, so this is my template section. Now we are going to create a different UI in between. So UI define, I can give a new name to it. I can give the name content, and I can write this is a new content define inside. Okay. So when you run this file, you can see that this is header section, this is footer section, and instead of writing this is content section, it is writing this is new content. Okay, so this is what I had written in my UI define tag. Okay, so define is something which can change the part that you are actually writing. Okay, so this is that. Now let me try running the page layout file, means this file where I had included this content, and in content section I had this is content section. Okay, so when I run this page layout, I am going to get the old file that I had actually clubbed and written. Okay, so now I will not get this is the new section, this is content section. This is what I will get. See, this is content section when I run page layout. So what I mean to say here is, in your facelet tags, your header and your footer remains as it is, but the section part, that is the content section, you can change as per your requirement. So this is one of the ways or one of the use of facelets. We shall now move on to converter tags. We shall now move on to the converter tag. So new JSF converter demo finish. Okay, for converting we need to have f convert number tag. So for including f, you have to use XML namespace of f, which is equal to JCP JSF core. Okay, this is the tag that you need. Inside your h body tag, we are now going to start writing the code. The code is h output text, and we will write value is equal to 1234.5678. Okay, this is the number that I am writing. Now inside this I want to convert, so f convert number, and I will write pattern for converting. Pattern I will write number dot number. So what I am telling here is, I am telling this software that before the dot I want 2 digits and after the dot I want 3 digits. Okay, so what it is going to display, let us check. Let us run this. See, before the dot I want 2 and after the dot I want 3. So this is how it has displayed the number. Next is, let us check another value. Let me write Ctrl Z. Let us copy this, paste it here. Let me write value is equal to dollar this. Let me write here symbol type is equal to currency, and currency symbol is dollar. Now let us try, or let us refresh this page. See, this is converted into a currency, right? Okay. Next is minimum and maximum integer digits. So let us copy this. Let me write value is 121 and let me write convert number to minimum integer digits. Let me write 6. So I want a total of 6 integer digits without changing the value of my number. So it is giving me this as an output. Let me just write a break in between so that there is no issue. Okay, so this is 6 integer digits without changing the value of my number. I can do the same for, let me take this also. Let me make it minimum in maximum integer digits. Let me make it 4. Okay, so there is a 0 which is not visible. At max you require 4, less is okay. Okay, so now if I write maximum 2 integer digits, let us see what it is going to give me. Only 21, so the value has been changed. Next is minimum fraction digits. Let me write 5 and this is my minimum fraction digits 5. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Next is 12.599%, and let me write here type percent 13%. It is rounding it up. We shall now start with the date and time tags, converting tags. So we will create a simple Java class. Name it my bean, import java x dot faces dot bean dot managed bean @ managed bean, private date. For date I need to import java.util.star or java.util.date. Any of the things can work, and I will do insert code and getter setter for both and generate. Okay, so this is what I have generated till now. I will create a new view file will be created here. That is my view file. In my view file, my bean dot date, I will create a new converter tag, date time converter. Here I am going to have the namespace JSF core, and my JSF core tag I am going to start. So H input text ID is equal to date data, value is equal to my bean dot date, and label date. Okay. In between this, I will F convert date time, pattern date, month, year, and here I can write the H command button. Value is submit, and action is you want to redirect it to view file dot xhtml. Okay, the components within H form. Okay, H form. And H form. Let us run the code now. There is some mistake in the code. Let us check. HTML. Okay. Let us run the code again. Submit. Okay. So if you write it in correct format, you will be able to get your answer. Let us run this code again. Let us try some other format. Could not be understood as a date. Okay, so compulsory you have to write it in DD, MMN, YY format. That's all for date and time conversions as well as the conversion tags. We shall now move on to validation tags. Let us now check for the validator tags. So I am going to create a simple bean file here. Let me name it Java class. So message bean. Let me write message only. Now import java x dot faces dot bean dot managed bean @ managed bean private string message, and let me add its getter setter. Okay, getter setter is added. Now Now next is, after adding this message in the default package, I am going to write a second web JSF page. Okay, that is my form page, and I will be writing one more JSF page, which is my display page. Okay. Now let us move on to form page. In this I will write h form, in which I have h command button, value is equal to submit, and action is equal to display dot xhtml. Okay. In my form I have h input text, id is equal to, let me write say number, value is equal to hash message dot message. Okay. And in between I will add any validation that I want. So f validate length. So for that I need f. Okay, it is imported. Length minimum you need 3 and maximum you need 5. Okay. So if things are okay, we will move on to this page. Now this is my display page. Here I just have to write display text is message dot message. Okay. Now I'll run the form first. Form, run. Let me write minimum is 3, right? Submit. Okay. Let me run this again. Let me write 6. You see it has it is not redirecting it to the next page because you have 6 letters and maximum was 5. Now if I deduct a letter, it is giving you the text. Okay, so this is a validation for length. Next we will see validate double range. Okay, so double will be we can validate double values. Okay, let us move here. It should be double message, and here let me remove this. Let me insert code and setter generate. Okay, in the form double ranges between 3 and 5. Okay, so I have to enter between 3 and 5. So let me run the form. Okay, so if I write 3.5, it will be valid. Okay, and if I write 6.0, it will not be valid. Okay, similarly if I write 2.1, it will not be valid. It should compulsory be a number between 3.0 to 5.0. So that's all for validations from my side. Thank you.